Welcome back to the early morning Sunday show. You woke up and said, I want to watch a video with the coolest guy on the VC. And so you flipped on YouTube and you found that person really did make a video today, but I did. So here you are. Welcome anyway. We'll try to be cool or something, all right? Cheers. Today, good stuff as always. Who's going to ever say, I'm going to show you some of the crappiest records ever? Though that might be a fun video, come to think of it. But I have some brand new, kind of punk psych, brand new. There is some 60s psych. There's some hard rock, deep blues. Oh, what else? Oh, I got, some African rock. That's really cool. Yeah, a couple other things. That's a nice mix in there. But first, this is for your inner Zen. Here you go. If you hadn't seen the video on Friday, we found a house. So we will be moving out of our rental here, which is nice because haven't rented since 1989. But this is done well. You know, we downsized when we moved in here from 2,800 to 1,800. The new place only has 1,450, but it is a walkout. It's really made nicely for us. It is, smaller, definitely, but it has, I think, enough room for the record room. I can't expand a lot, which is a good thing, I guess. But it should work out real nice. Beautiful neighborhood, great. Just it's really fantastic place. My kids are very happy because it's multi-generational living, which I like. I think as we get older, that'll be better. It saved money from trying to find a really decent house in Denver, which allows me more money to travel, which is the goal. You figure, hey man, you got about 10 really good years. Hit the road, Jack. And that is the plan. In fact, I did buy just recently tickets for Iceland in September. So excited about that. You're going to Iceland? Yeah. Why? Well, I know a couple people there through the VC, and I hear it's cool. House fun's expensive. That's all right. It's going to be fun. So, let's get going, though, here. Not much. I've been hotter than hell. We have never hit 90s in March. The temperatures lately have been what it should be in mid-June. And I'm glad some people say there is no such thing as global warming, because obviously this has nothing to do with it. Massive drought. They're already rationing water. Yeah. It could be a bad summer. I want to start with some VCLT. A good friend of mine, Tone Scott, sent me some albums. He had texted me a while back, says, hey, I got some stuff I want to send your way. Tone Scott, he's out in California. He is a record producer out there. But he writes for Goldmine magazine and does record reviews for other publications, including Goldmine. He does a lot of liner notes. In fact, he's been up for a number of Grammys for his liner notes that he's written. So this guy stays busy. He has some other thoughts of things he wants to go into, but that's not for me to say. So he sent me some albums here, and some of these are ones that he has reviewed. And so I'll be digging in deeper into these, but so far I've liked everything I've had. This is a Strange Magic, NC Animal. NYC Animal. Strange Magic. This was very good. Tone did some work with this one. It's on Bang Bang Boogaloo. I like that. That's pretty cool. Really cool music. This was excellent. I really like these next two, those from a group called Orchestra Gold. The lead singer, she was from Mali, I believe, but they're out of, I think, San Francisco. Again, I don't have all my facts and figures set up on these yet, but it's as funky as all get out. It is so entertaining. It's in my wheelhouse 110%, and Tone's pretty good at knowing where I'm at on music. And then he sent me this of Canned Heat. They put out an album just recently, Final Vinyl. I don't know, does this the final vinyl of Canned Heat? These guys still have great blues sound. And, they bring that blues to life. And you can see they're still having a good time, even with all that gray hair. See, I'm having a good time, too, even with all that gray hair. Yeah. They just probably make more money than me with all their gray hair, but that's okay. So thank you very much, Tone. Excellent on my first listens, and now I start digging deeper into this thing in between packing a record room. We closed on the house April 27th. They wanted to wait a while. My rent my rental agreement ends on April 30th. So we may have to pay for an extra month or so to move properly. It's not very far from where we live either, maybe 3 miles, 4 miles max. We tried to find a place that it's easy for my wife to get to work and for the grandkids where their daycare is at. It's just a beautiful neighborhood. Gotta love it. Okay, let's begin with... it's new music, 2023. I guess that's still new, right? Yeah, kinda. But I bought this off Bandcamp, Grocery Bag, and for whatever reason I want to call them Garbage Bag. But that's not right, because Grocery Bag is the name, and the name of the album is Break You. Now, Grocery Bag started in Austin in 2022. They put out one EP, and this is the first full-length album, though the album is only 7 songs. But it's considered full-length, and it's at 45 RPM, which, of course, we know I'm a big fan of not. Belle Martinez, she does the vocals and guitars on here, and she just has a fierce voice. I mean, it just comes at you. The album it's fuzz infused sonic onslaught. I'm really enjoying this. This group, they were friends on the Austin West campus in college, and they just got together and began playing. When I ordered this off Bandcamp, they had a thing for want to put in comments or want to say anything to the band. So I thought, yeah, can you autograph that for me? And by God, they did. They all autographed it. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. So thank you, Grocery Bag. I know you're not watching this because who wants to watch an old guy when you're that young? But that was wonderful. So the music here, this is their debut. Again, came out in 2023, Breakout. And this is high energy, it's raw, but yet it's melodic. And I know that doesn't make sense really, but it's catchy. You listen to it and it sticks in your head. The music, I mean, it pummels you, it's intense, but it's just darn catchy. It's made for moshing. I mean, Martin Jones, you see, if they come around, you want to see that because you're going to be moshing, okay? Jumping around, jump around. These songs, they just don't let up. It just keeps coming at you and coming at you. And quite honestly, they don't want you to let up either. It is wonderful. I saw them on a YouTube video. Yes, I've been buying a lot of music, pop it on. Oh, a video, what's that one? And if I like it, we go after it. And so this was one, Grocery Bag Breakout. You can see their videos out there on YouTube. If I was smart enough to know how to put in a clip, I'd do that for you. We're working on it. We're working on it. And I figure by the end of the year, I'll have that figured out. And next, some rock from Tin Machine. Hey, I remember I bought this when this came out, and I loved it. I thought it to be very, very exciting, but I only had the CD. And so I was out to some record store, and voila, there it was. A beautiful copy of this. It is only in one of those little plastic sleeves. There is the label, EMI. So obviously David Bowie's group. Tin Machine, kind of hard rock. They did 3 albums between 88 and 92. It's consists of David Bowie, Reeves Gabriel, and the Sales Brothers, Soupy Sales Kids. Actually, Bowie met Soupy Sales Kids when he was helping Iggy Pop for Lust for Life. So the Sales Kids were playing on that album, and that's where Bowie met him. Reeves Gabriel, he met through Reeves's wife. Reeves's wife deals with promotion, I think, the record company. And so he'd met Reeves. Reeves never really said he was a musician. He found out later that he was a guitarist. Bowie felt that he had lost his vision. His last album, Never Let Me Down, really let him down. So, I mean, he tried to title it so it wouldn't let him down, but honestly, the sales really let him down. So he's kind of in a funk, not knowing what to do. So he gets a hold of Reeves and say, should we get together and just start playing? And he was just trying to find his mojo back. Again, just kind of a difficult time. And they began to go. And Bowie's inspiration was the Pixies. He was really liking what he was hearing from the Pixies. And this album came out in 1989, so, Pixies in the 80s were just incredibly good. Well, the Sales Brothers then came on, and what they did is they pushed Bowie into greater spontaneity. Bowie, let's do another one. Let's do it. The Reeves Brothers, no, one take. Let's just do one take and be done with it. And what it gave the album more ragged punk rock edge, which is what it needed. So it just kind of totally changed what Bowie was doing. So this is the self-titled album, Tin Machine, came out in 1989, and this is a band with attitude, and it's great attitude. He even does a very rocking, hard version of John Lennon's Working Class Hero that sounds great. But it has the song Under the God, which I love. I was just playing that in the car the other day. Great album. Really happy to get this. They did another studio album and then a live album. Second studio album I didn't like nearly as much as this, though I would be tempted to get it if I saw it. Good stuff. Into another album. This one is newer too. This came out in 2024. Maybe I should have led with that. Isabelle Campbell, Bow to Love. Look at that, yellowy yellow. Wow. And there's actually a sleeve. All right. There we go. And woo, man, I'll tell you, very spacey looking on that. And there she has more of a thoughtful look about her. So, Isabelle Campbell, born in Scotland in 1976, just a young lady. She was a songwriter and she's a celloist. Everyone likes a good celloist. At age 19, she joined Belle and Sebastian. That was 1996, and that lasted till 2002. And Belle and Sebastian put out some great music. And I always thought maybe their names maybe the girl's name was either Belle or Sebastian, but actually the name came from a children's book. So kind of disappointed about that. So, and also I always want to call Isabelle Campbell Naomi Campbell. I don't know, maybe I even said that at the beginning. I just think Naomi Campbell right away. But it's Isabelle Campbell. So, from 2007 to 2013, she did 3 albums with Mark Lanegan out of the Screaming Trees. I love those albums. Her voice and Mark Lanegan's are on opposite ends of the spectrum, and it works beautifully. The roughness of Lanegan, the sultry beauty of her voice. She's also done 4 solo albums, and this was the last one that she did, and it was called Bow to Love. Again, it came out in 2024. The music on here, it's moody, kind of lounge, atmospheric type music. There is a song I really liked, 4316 is what it's called. Yes, 4316. And it has just this bright synth pop arrangements, kind of pick things up a little bit. Her voice it has this beautiful, whispery, quiet type voice. It's hushed. I like the way she sings. She does a variety of different styles on this album. It's not like a one-trick kind of thing. Here's my one style. She switches things up, changes it up. It's a very tranquil and relaxing album, kind of like sitting down in front of waterfalls and just contemplating the world. Really nice stuff from Isabelle Campbell. Bow to Love. Time machine. Woo. All right, back to the 60s. The Boston Tea Party. The band that is not from Boston. That's all right. Let me just get that out. Right? We call ourselves the Boston Tea Party, but we're not from Boston. You don't have to because that was an event. And it is on, look at that cool flick disc. Flick disc. So Boston Tea Party out of Burbank, California. Burbank, known for game shows and crap like that, and supposed to be a very boring place to live. This band formed in 63, broke up in 68. They were originally a surf band. I mean, they're in California, right? It's 63. What's bigger than surf? And along come the Beatles. So they changed, but music kept changing also, and they decided to become a psych band in the mid-60s. This is their self-titled debut that came out in 68. And remember, the group broke up in 68. It does have 10 original numbers. Now, there's something different. 10 original numbers from this band. So they had some talent, and there was things that they wanted to do. On the album, there are like AM-ready pop hooks, but it has a garage grit. You're going to see that in there. It is a kind of a hooky blend of sunshine harmonies happening along with organ freakouts and definitely this garage energy. they're just having some fun. The psych guitars are in here, and they sound really cool. It's just that, doing this album, they kind of found that they're just not liking each other, man. I think one of them decided, hey, man, I'm just leaving. I think he went back to school, everyone else infighting. So doing an album maybe wasn't the greatest experience for them, but they did come out with this, The Boston Tea Party on Flick Disc. I saw it in a shop and I thought, well, that album cover just looks interesting. Didn't really know their music, so I bought it, and I was happy I did. It's a message long to find the right way to tell you people just how we feel today. I'm telling you, we've done the very best we can. Here's something new. We hope that you will understand. Let's move to Nigeria, because why not? And we have the album Question Mark. Question Mark. There are no Mysterians involved with this. Hard to research because you put in question mark and what you get? Question mark and Mysterians. But there's no mystery here. From Nigeria. Not a lot about the group that I could find. This is their album, Be Nice to the People. Well, that's a nice thing to say. Be Nice to the People came out in 1977. It was their only album. In the 60s, they were, of course, children. And the Nigerian Civil War was going on in 67. So 67, it's about peace, love, flower power, unless your kid's in Nigeria, where it's about death, destruction, and blood. But fast forward now, they're older, more mature, and they're putting out an album with, we got pictures that are very, very hard to see here. So this is kind of post-Civil War rock underground. And it blends a lot of rock influences with kind of transitioning into Afro disco. Now, you don't get a lot of Afro disco on this, but that's how music in Africa was going. And you think of all the Zimrock, or whatever. By 78, they pretty much were into the Afro disco. That's what people wanted to listen to. This group is similar to Witch, BLO, or Ofeji, all African rock groups. It has a very prominent bass, man. That bass just comes right out front, and a trippy organ happening in there. Really sounded good. Their vocals, they're not bad. They have pretty good vocals on here, and they sing in English. One song I really liked was "Have You?" Got a question mark there. Question mark. Have you? And it just rocks hard. It really caught you. It brought you into this whole album. It's filled with a lot of fuzzy guitars. And again, just trippy organ. This was a nice find. I just saw it in the bin and I thought, let's just give this a shot, because African rock just absolutely fascinates me. I did a thing, African music. I did a thing on Analog Africa. I think it's my worst watched video ever, which is too bad, because Analog Africa is an exciting label with so much cool music coming in from Africa, South America, Mexico. I mean, it's excellent stuff. But yeah, this is really good. Question mark. It's a newer repress out there on Now Again Records. Really happy with it. Us into some deep blues. Look at this beautiful, this is an original, Big Mama Thornton in Europe. This is Big Mama Thornton's first album. Big Mama was born in 26. It's on our Hooli. Died in 84 at age of 57. Big Mama was big. Okay, she was quite big, but she was the first to record Hound Dog, and she recorded that, which is a Lieber and Stoller song. She recorded it in, was it 1952? Sold 500,000 copies. Spent #1 on the R&B charts for 7 weeks. Pretty amazing. She also wrote Ball and Chain that Janis Joplin later made into a very big song. Did Big Mama get compensated for Ball and Chain? No, she did not. But Janis Joplin, being gracious and understanding that, we should do something for Big Mama, said, you can come and open for me on tour. So Big Mama did. Janis Joplin didn't last much longer after that, so it didn't really help. Big Mama didn't get the compensation for the song, and that song just kept selling. They kept selling album after album with that song. Kind of sad. It's the way it is. There was an interesting story. She was waiting to go on for a concert, and the singer Johnny Ace was back in the room. So they're all waiting to get back in the room, and Johnny Ace has a gun, and he's like clicking it, and Big Mama's mad. What are you doing? He goes, hey, it doesn't really work. I mean, look, there's a bullet in there. He takes the bullet out. Hey, puts it back in. This gun doesn't work, and she just goes, just stop it. He puts the gun to another singer's head, Mary Carter. Click. See, nothing happens. See, look at that. See, it's okay. Big Mama, are you an idiot? She's just kind of screaming at him. He goes up. There's another guy there, I think John Hamilton. Click. See, it doesn't work. Eh? And now, Big Mama says, you're a fool. You're just a fool. And Johnny Ace just says, you don't know what you're talking about. This gun doesn't work. So Big Mama, she's mad. She turns as she's stepping out of the room. She hears click, bang. And Johnny Ace blew his head off. I guess the gun did work. Just an interesting side note. Big Mama, she just became an alcoholic. And when she died, she went from 450 pounds to 95 pounds in a short period of time. She got liver disease, heart disease from all that alcohol. And I remember seeing some later pictures of her thinning down, and she did not look good. So she went from Big Mama to very tiny Mama, which is very tragic. In Europe is her first album that she did for Arhuli. She has just one of the most powerful voices in blues and R&B. Incredible voice. This album rocks. Very kind of an R&B type fluence along with blues. She does Hound Dog on here because she'd only been doing singles. So this is her first full album. And this album came out in 1967. Really great. I found this. It was autographed, but this thing is in just immaculate condition from the Honey Hole in Castlewood.
Some beat up chairs and a shiny hardwood floor. Every lights are low and everything's in line. You can see the sound dancing started now. Now it's that crazy beat that moves the body and the feet. I can't be late because that's where I meet my day.
And yeah, that's what we got for this week. Thank you very much for hanging out, enjoying those samples, and hopefully hearing some new music that you might like. Cheers to you. Have yourself a great week. We're going to keep boiling, but it's pool season. We're gearing up now. Everyone, talk to you later. Bye.